Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday morning, October 5th. Well, the Mid-Atlantic region has been stuck in a rut lately with chilly conditions, a lot of rainfall, and overcast skies for the last few days. Finally, low pressure system that has just been spinning around the Mid-Atlantic coastline will get kicked out later today, allowing for much improvement for Thursday and Friday. Both Thursday and Friday in the Mid-Atlantic region should feature plenty of sunshine, much more comfortable temperatures. Yesterday was a really chilly day in the Mid-Atlantic region. In fact, preliminary numbers show that the high temperature of Philadelphia, for example, was just 54 degrees, and I believe that's the lowest maximum temperature ever recorded on that particular date. Again, that was in Philadelphia and really throughout the I-95 corridor region from D.C. to New York City. High temperatures struggled to pass the 50-degree mark, mostly ending up between 50 and 54 degrees or so, some 20 degrees below normal. We'll get much warmer with the return of sunshine for Thursday and Friday. But then another cold front comes through later in the day on Friday, and another chilly air mass, way below normal temperatures for this time of the year, pushes into the northeastern quadrant of the nation for the upcoming weekend. Let's take a quick look at the tropical scene right now. Certainly there's still some activity, and the season is not necessarily over yet as far as potential impact on the U.S. We do have a system right here that looks quite strong, definitely has a good chance of becoming a named tropical system. However, it doesn't look like a threat to the U.S. right now. It looks like it'll move on a track like this right into Central America. So we'll certainly monitor this. Again, very likely this becomes a named storm at some point, but also likely that it continues on a general westward track rather than northwestward right into the central part of America here. So we'll monitor that. There's another weak system out in the far eastern Atlantic. Certainly no threat to land at this time, or perhaps at any time, as this is going nowhere right now. It doesn't have all that much support. Well, let's take a look at the current radar loop. This from the College of DuPage weather website. And many times radar echoes can show you exactly where the surface low pressure system is spinning, and it's right in this region right here. You can see a little swirl in the radar echoes right here. This has been in this general region for the last 48, 72 hours or so. Finally gets kicked out later on today and tonight with the beginning of the approach of an upper level trough that is now up over Canada. It drops to the south and east over the next 48 hours or so, and will swing a strong cold front through the region during the day on Friday. Occasional showers still in the forecast throughout the Mid-Atlantic region today, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm or two. This is kind of a transition day. We certainly will have much better weather conditions on Thursday, but again, for at least the next several hours, chance of occasional showers here, and the low pressure area just hanging around for a while. Then it gets kicked out to sea later today and tonight. Well, let's go through last night's 0Z run of the GFS, and we certainly have been below normal temperature-wise in much of the northeastern part of the nation for the last few days. We'll get above normal on Thursday and maybe even on Friday, but the approach of a strong cold front will usher in a much cooler air mass compared to normal for the upcoming weekend. Here we begin the day here. We're looking at 850 millibar temperature anomalies below normal, all the way from Texas to Florida and up to the Mid-Atlantic region. Now, let's move forward in time, and we'll see that the upcoming cool shot for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, is not going to be the last for the next few weeks as we progress through the month of October. Let's move forward here again. A nice day coming on Thursday ahead of the next front. Friday, still hanging on to some comfortable temperatures, probably highs near 70, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. But here comes that next cold blast by the time we get to Friday morning, centered over the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes. Frontal system pushes through, probably dry in the I-95 corridor region on Friday. Breeze may kick up a little bit, but here we go. By the time we get to Saturday, another chilly air mass in place over the Midwest, over the Mid-Atlantic region, the northeastern part of the nation, football-like weather on Saturday for all the college games out there. Let's keep moving forward here. Stays cool on Sunday, then we tend to warm up again, but I'll move quickly through the next week or two, and we'll see additional cool air masses. This is now the middle part of next week, and we see another cold air mass relative to normal building up over the Great Lakes and moving to the south and east, and that moves into the northeastern part of the nation by about next Friday or so. We're now 8-9 days ahead of today, the middle part of the month. And if we go even farther in time, quickly here through the remainder of October, we have kind of an off and on pattern temperature-wise. Here comes another cool air mass for the latter part of the month. This is around the third week of October. So certainly chilly for the last few days, chilly for the upcoming weekend. It looks like another chilly air mass relative to normal comes late next week, and then maybe another one to follow that. Well, let's take a look at 500 millibar height anomalies from the 0Z run of the GFS, and kind of going along with that theme of off and on temperature changes here, with between below normal and above normal. We'll have occasional troughs in the east and occasional ridges in the east over the next couple of weeks. Let's move forward here. We have finally the system over the Mid-Atlantic coastline kicking out later today, and that's really due to this right here, the next upper level trough and surface cold front moving in from south central Canada to the Great Lakes by tomorrow. In the upper part of the atmosphere, that system will tend to help to kick out to sea the low pressure that has been spinning over the Mid-Atlantic coastline for the last several days. Here we get to the day on Friday morning. Pretty deep upper level trough situated over southeastern Canada, and there is a strong cold front correlated with that upper level trough that comes through mostly dry, mostly a rain-free frontal passage on Friday, but indeed the temperature change will be noticeable by the time we get to Saturday morning. Right here you can see a kind of a frontal passage here in the upper part of the atmosphere by Saturday morning. Probably highs holding confined to the 50s, DC, Philadelphia, New York City on Saturday. And Sunday morning may feature some of the lowest temperatures so far this season right here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Frost is even a possibility, places like the Poconos up in northeastern Pennsylvania. Again, that's early Sunday morning, potentially the coolest temperature so far this season. Then we'll quickly move ahead and we'll see kind of a ridge builds into the east for a while, but then we go to the latter part of next week, and here we go, another upper level trough sliding in. Again, that could be associated with another cooler than normal air mass by the end of next week for the northeastern part of the nation. Well, let's wrap up with the surface forecast maps, and here we go. We're spinning still with this upper level low right off the Mid-Atlantic coastline as we begin the day here on Wednesday morning. Still some shower activity and even some embedded heavier downpours still associated with this Mid-Atlantic coastal system here. Finally starts to kick out here by later today into tonight and tomorrow, all gone by Thursday. Thursday, finally see a return of sunshine, full force on Thursday. DC, Philadelphia, New York City, all surrounding areas, and with the return of sunshine, temperatures will be boosted well up from today's levels, and certainly well up from yesterday's levels. Probably 70 to 75 degree highs for tomorrow afternoon, Thursday afternoon in the I-95 corridor. And here we go. Some blues starting to show up now. We have this, the next chilly air mass and some snow breaking out across south central Canada on Thursday. And it's all backed up by strong, chilly Canadian high pressure that will reach the northern plains by Friday morning. And again, the frontal passage on Friday could be on the dry side, maybe an isolated shower, but there's a front right about in this region right here, moving in this direction here on Friday morning. Again, frontal passage itself will not be all that noticeable in the Mid-Atlantic region. Maybe an isolated shower, maybe rain-free, but the temperature change will certainly be noticeable by the time we get to Saturday morning a chilly air mass in place for the northeastern part of the country. And I've pointed this out before. This dashed blue line here represents a thickness value of 540. And what that means is the thickness of the layer between the surface, 1,000 millibars, and 500 millibars. And the lower those values, the lower the temperatures in general. The good correlation between the thickness of that bottom half of the atmosphere and temperatures. And this 540 line, I wanted to point out, is kind of an interesting line that we'll follow and focus in on during the next few months as we go through the winter season. It tends to be a rain-snow lines in the northeastern part of the nation. There's other factors involved as well, but this is something we'll follow and certainly gives kind of an indication as to how cold an air mass may be. We move forward here, and it stays chilly on Sunday. This is a Sunday morning forecast map, but still plenty of sunshine, a decent weekend, but on the chilly side, on fall-like weather pattern. Then we warm up again early next week, only to be chilled down again by the latter part of next week. So finally, Mid-Atlantic system that has been dogging the area for the last few days will kick out later today and tonight, paving the way for much nicer weather conditions on Thursday and Friday. Chilly again in the Northeast for the upcoming weekend. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.